Listening Library presents Who Was Wilma Mankiller by Andrea Page. Read for you by Katie Anvil Rich. To Wilma and the powerful women, past to present, who inspire me to meet life's challenges with courage, determination, and resilience. AP. Who was Wilma Mankiller? Wilma P. Mankiller was not a follower, but a leader. In 1956, the United States convinced Wilma's father, Charlie Mankiller, that moving to a big city would offer him and his family more opportunities. When Wilma was 10 years old, she didn't want to follow her father's decision to move to San Francisco. Leaving the Cherokee Reservation in Oklahoma meant losing everything, including their community. But she respected her parents and tried to adapt to her new environment. Wilma didn't belong in San Francisco. She was a country girl, not a city girl. She held on to her Cherokee identity even as she tried to fit in. Reflecting on the courage of her relatives who came before her gave her strength. Wilma knew that in 1838, the U.S. government had forced the Cherokee people, along with several other Native American tribes, to leave their ancestral homelands and start their lives over in a different place. This forced relocation was called the Trail of Tears. Wilma compared her life in San Francisco to her ancestors' lives. Even though they lost everything, they still survived. Their resiliency gave her courage to do the same. With a good mind, a Cherokee value, Wilma believed in herself and tackled her problems. After 2 decades in California, Wilma led her daughters, Felicia and Gina, back to Oklahoma. She wanted her children to develop a strong connection to their Cherokee heritage, land, and community. However, things had changed during Wilma's long absence. Her childhood home on Mankiller Flats had burned down years before. Only traces of their vegetable garden and the spring they drank from remained. When we first moved back, Wilma recalled, I felt as though folks welcomed us, but for a while, they seemed to treat us more like company than family. She remembered having a stronger connection to her community, but she followed a new path with her compassion and strong work ethic. By using her skills to write grants to fund projects, she helped the neediest communities improve their homes and schools. By reaching out to help others, she warmed people's hearts. During this time, Wilma met Principal Chief Ross O. Swimmer, the highest-ranking leader in the Cherokee Nation. He noticed her determination. Rural Cherokee communities faced hardships, and he saw how Wilma humbly worked alongside community members. During her career as a public servant, Wilma struggled with many physical illnesses, but she felt all her experiences were important. As she said later in life, I realized I could survive anything. I had faced adversity and turned it into a positive experience, a better path. Although she faced many obstacles, Wilma relied on her abilities and maintained a positive outlook on life. When Wilma had first moved back to Oklahoma, little did she know she would go on to make history as the first woman to lead the Cherokee Nation. As the next principal chief after Ross O. Swimmer, Wilma P. Mankiller brought her community together. The way she lived her life is a source of inspiration for many, and will be for generations to come. Chapter 1. Growing Up on Mankiller Flats. Wilma Pearl Mankiller was born on November 18, 1945, at W.W. Hastings Indian Hospital in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. Her parents, Charlie Mankiller and Clara Siton Mankiller, had 11 children together. Wilma was their 6th. Charlie came from a long line of Cherokee Mankillers in an area called Indian Country in Oklahoma. Clara's ancestors were Dutch and Irish. When Wilma was young, she was called by her middle name, Pearl, after her maternal grandmother. Wilma and her siblings grew up with other families in their Cherokee community. People living there are familiar with family names like Hummingbird, Wolf, Beaver, Soap, Canoe, Walking Stick, Gourd, and many others. Those were common surnames in Adair County, where the family lived. Mankiller was a name of honor with a unique importance in her tribe. Wilma discovered that important leaders from the past held the title of Mankiller, which was a respected military rank. I am proud and hope to honor my ancestors by keeping the name alive, Wilma later said. The Mankiller family moved into their home in 1948 after Charlie and his uncle, Looney Gourd, built the house on Mankiller Flats. Rough lumber made up the framework of the four-room home. A tin roof protected them from the weather. The house had sparse furniture and a wood stove for cooking. Wilma and her siblings had to haul water for drinking and washing from a nearby spring. The spring also served as a refrigerator, keeping bottles of milk cool. When Wilma needed light, she used a coal oil lamp. When Wilma needed a bathroom, she used an outdoor toilet called an outhouse. Sometimes at Christmas, Wilma received marbles or jacks and some fruit or candy as gifts. Like many families in the rural Rocky Mountain community, the Mankillers were considered dirt poor. According to Wilma's recollection, we were on the bottom rung of the poverty ladder. Families grew large vegetable gardens and harvested foods from nature. Wilma's mother knew the names of every edible plant, bush, or flower in the woods near their home. They gathered dandelion greens and various types of berries. They dug wild onions and vegetables from their garden. They fished for catfish, caught frogs, and hunted.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?